Hello.
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 All right, I just want to make sure everyone can hear everybody. A little quiet. Let me boost all of that up then. And turn music down.
Okay, everybody now scream.
Scream-o-vision.
Scream.
All right, I'm going to take a little bit of time to make sure, get feedback on volumes. Right now I have us at equal and put other settings down lower. Skigglosity achieved. Scream to be heard. Still a bit quiet? Alrighty. How about now? You guys go ahead and say some things.
Did you guys turn it up to what, or?
Turn up
Some
what?
things.
Hey Zine, this is the surprise. I used the icon you made for me.
This is my announcement. This is my new avatar. My
This is my
PFP, as they
shout
say.
out to an amazing little artist who made me a cute little cat icon.
You might need to make the QR code slightly larger. I don't know.
Sure,
Can that
let
be
me see.
Hey Spotty, it's me.
Let me
We
see
will
if I
do
can remove
introductions
that.
and we're doing a little bit of troubleshooting because that's what we are good at.
Yeah, like a slightly larger. It's readable. It's just teeny.
Teensy
We're all
even.
very excited.
Make that bigger.
Just put the QR code over my face.
On your
Like
pizza
the
ball.
Pizza, the QR code. Yeah. A QR code pizza sounds good right now, actually.
That pizza looks
Kitsune one is a
good.
bit too quiet. I can fix that by going here.
Let me move really close to my mic. Lean waiting to breathe real quick.
I'm sure everyone would love it. I just shoved the mic in my mouth.
Some people would
Throat-o-vision.
love it.
Oh no!
This is my ASMR. Hey guys, today
No.
we're gonna be doing throw ASMR.
Where did it save? There it is. Oh! Too big. Professionals.
Oh. Hey guys, you see we have a QR code.
Oh no! Why is it so big?
I'm fixing it. Hold on. There.
Okay, let me see if I can scan this sucker.
Here, let me test it on my phone.
Yeah, I can scan it from its tiny little position. That's how perfect we made it.
That's how perfect.
Perfection. It's excellent.
Alright. We're going to put on slow mode just a little bit so that it doesn't... What do you guys think? 5 seconds, 10 seconds, slow mode?
5 seconds is fine.
Alright, if it gets too crazy, we'll bump it, but that way our mods aren't drowning. To hear, understand what they're saying, still a little quiet.
Yeah, your audio is always like...
I wish
quiet.
I knew why. I don't know.
Just turn it all the way up
God.
and then work its way down.
It's fine? Okay. Ender and Rednet for just judging all of you. Audio's good? Okay. Cool. Okay, I had seen a lot of people being like, you know, what is this about? Blah, blah, blah. So we did announce on Offender Journal, which was a month or two ago. I'm pretty sure it was like 2 months ago. Saying that we were going to be doing a town hall to basically introduce you guys to who is currently, you know, keeping FA going, you know, behind the scenes. We're not going to introduce everybody, but these are some key members. And basically give you some faces, some names, so it's not this big mystery, and give you some background of what's been going on. A lot of people have been very unsure of, you know, what's going on with FA now that Nier is no longer with us. So this is basically going to be answering some of the questions that came in with the journal link where we asked people to submit questions. Showing you a little bit behind the curtain, and so long as this doesn't take ridiculously too long, we would like to have open questions at the end. Not every question is going to be answered. Not every question that was submitted is going to be answered, but we're going to do our best to do the ones that we think, the ones I think that matter or might be fun or informative and stuff like that. Before you introduce yourselves, well, thank you. What I'm going to do really quick so that it's easier for people to refer to, I am going to add your guys' names on your avatars really quick.
Yeah, put it on our foreheads like barcodes. Why Spiegels keep putting QR codes on us?
You want to be Yuke or Yuki?
Yuki's fine. Or, yeah, Yuki's fine.
Name and title.
Hi, Sakuri.
Oh, let's have that.
You did a really good job at the memorial. It was very nice.
Put it above our heads like we're in like WoW or something.
You can do that.
VR chat.
Man, if I had been more prepared, I would have done all sorts of stuff, but you know me.
Well, next town hall, do it VR chat.
Originally, I had this scheduled a week after the memorial, and I'm like, why did I do
Oh,
that?
no.
Why did I do that
No.
to myself? So we did say in an announcement that we were bumping it back. The quality of life updates on the site have been incredible. I'm so glad you like them. Yeah, I am putting pronouns on there for show. I'd rather people know. My little kitty friend, orange kitty friend, which do you want to go by before I put that on there?
James Eden's fine.
Okay.
I see people doing both Jams and
And
Eden.
my name shall be God.
Wow.
Sorry, that name's already taken.
Damn. Can I have God with the lowercase g instead?
G, the little shrimpy G.
I'm pretty sure he took that one too. Sorry.
Man.
Hey, I see Zine in chat.
Well, you know what? If they're gonna say the G is in GIF is GIF,
No.
then I could be Jod.
No, that's not a debate I want.
It's not.
I will be
not draft,
Jod.
it's interchange format. Okay. I swear.
Jude.
Jude.
Look what you've
That's what I
done.
mean. It's Jod. Someone did ask, are we going to pause during ad interruptions? And I don't think that would be feasible.
I don't think it tells me when ads come on. I do understand the frustration with that.
This will
and
be
we
recorded.
yes, this is going to be recorded. This is recorded. just don't think I've got a way, because people have different ad times too when ads roll for them. I wish there used to be a way to turn ads off on Twitch, but then they took that away from us. It's really unfortunate, and I'm really, really sorry.
Bezos wants his money. Yeah, a poor millionaire.
Also, for those who missed the memorial, there is a recording of it. I believe it's on one of the journals from Fender.
Yes,
Yep.
you can find it on YouTube. There,
Well, I put
there
mine
was
under me. Sorry.
It was very nice. I very much recommend, if you want to pay a tribute of some kind, to go watch it.
Yeah, you might want to stick mine beneath on the couch, because there you go. Red Neff's boobies
You're
are
right.
way
Cats have
too
to
intense
be,
here. They're
cats have to be
covering up.
special.
sorry.
They ate the end.
All right.
Thank you, Queen.
So we'll go through and do some quick introductions, but first I'd like to go over some rules of this. Yes, this is Twitch in a different platform, but we still want to have typical Fur Affinity rules apply here. Basically, we don't want harassment, we don't want trolls, we don't want people being disrespectful, rude, all that stuff. So let's try to keep on topic. I'm sure everyone's going to have a lot of questions, and we're going to do our best to tackle them. But we will remove people, time out people if things are getting a little too ugly in chat. We want this to try to be as positive as possible and a good experience so that we can keep doing things like this. I will start with introduction. For those that don't know, I am Skiggles. I've been on Fur Affinity since 2007. I became a moderator in 2011. And I've been on and off for a bit, and more of a background character. Working on merch shop, working on art things, and a lot of email, not so much hands-on site things until recently. Yeah, Nier and I were very close, and I have been tasked with continuing the site in his stead. And yeah, here is my lovely team. I'm gonna let Yuki go first.
Okay. Hi, my name is Yuki, or Yukari. I am the current head of tech and code for FA. So the infrastructure, the coding team, that all falls under me. I've been on FA since I believe 2012 or 2011. I became a moderator in 2018 because I was one of the co-chairs for FAU, the for Affinity United convention. I took a break for 3 years, and when Nier unfortunately passed away, I was also rather close with him as well. Skiggles brought me back on to lead code, so I'm newly minted. Happy to be here. And I'm happy to help FA move forward in the tech space, make it more agile and pretty and shiny.
All right, Pikra, if you'd want to go ahead.
So I'm Pikra. I've been in this space. Well, I've been in the FA space for about a decade now. Roughly on and off. I think they brought me on permanently in 2019. And we've been hammering away at things behind the scenes on and off. I've been in the fandom since probably the 2000s, but I've been very committed to FA for a long time, purely because its longevity is very important for this community. But yeah, I've been teching and coding and stuff, so ultimately I want to see FA be modernized, and I think we're going to answer this question today as well.
All right. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. Oh, sorry.
James, if you want to go ahead.
Hey guys, I'm James Eden. I've been a member for Affinity since 2006 and a commission artist since 2008. I recently came on to help for Affinity with processing user ads because I said, "Hey Skittles, do you need help with anything?" And she grabbed me. And I've been here helping since November? I don't remember.
Yeah,
just about, I think.
September. I don't. October.
Sometime.
It was later last year, yeah. And I was
Yeah.
you had asked for help, and you asked if I needed help, and I definitely scruffed James and said, "Please,
Yeah.
dear God, help me."
She grabbed me, stuck me. So now, if you email for Affinity looking for an ad, I will probably be the one who applies. And that's it.
It was catnapped for sure.
I was catnapped. Yes, I was hanging out and just grabbed.
All right, so we're gonna jump in. Again, these questions were things that the community had submitted to the form that we had open for a few weeks. We had gone through, combined similar ones, tried to reword some of them to answer a broader question that was coming in. And these answers are kind of a combination of what multiple staff members have put input on to. And we will do our best to get through this in a timely manner. And then if you guys could hold on to your questions until we get through these, because it might be answered in another point that is coming up. Hold on till the end. We'll let you know when we are open for chat questions. These aren't really in a particular order, so if it seems random, I apologize. We will start with account questions. They asked, will we be able to switch accounts like on other platforms? Meaning like you've got more than one account attached to your main account. This is a concept that we've had in mind for a few years now. I actually think that's one of the things that Pikra had brought up when he was first brought on the team. We just don't have a good way to implement something like that given our current code and structure. We'd like to spend more time looking into it, but it's currently not a high priority item, just one that is on our radar. Another question is, what is the current status on the ability to rename our accounts? Which I will immediately toss over to Yuki.
Right, so account renames. When I first came on to staff, that was like one of the big things I wanted to know about was the structure of how everything worked. So I was like, hey, what do we need to do in order to get this to work? So renames have been a very huge ask for many years. We were always told it was being worked on and handled, but kept getting delayed for one reason or another. Users were told this as well, and we know it's caused a lot of issues with regards to broken promises on FA. We made sure to narrow down the cause to hopefully word this in a way that's easier to digest, because there's a lot of technical reasons why this can't be done at the moment. But according to our tech team right now, the big issue is infrastructure limitations. For the techies in the room, it's the way that we handle database tables and the way that we handle storing user information, like uploads and things like that. We know that it has been promised and deadlines have been missed like over and over and over again, and this is a super high priority item for us. But considering all the pieces involved, we can't really give an ETA on it. and would prefer not to launch it right now in order to avoid mistakes. And the same with giving an ETA. However, in the meantime, everyone saw that we released display names to FA Plus as a beta test, and the beta test for it has gone very, 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 very well. There are some things that we need to iron out still, which we're working very diligently on, and for that, I can definitely say that we are probably going to be going live for all users with that in April. So everyone will be able to use display names coming in April.
Thank you. And next question that came in, and this was next to usernames, this was a very, very common one that came in, was what are the plans for updates with user block systems? And I am in agreement with most of the feedback that came in with our block system not being good enough. I've thought that for many, 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 many years. We've just not had the time opportunity to get that sorted. I know that it needs to be in it's been needing improvement for over a decade, and it's not an easy task to code because much like with renames and other features, it's intertwined in the background and they've got to figure out every little cog that connects to it to do it right. To quote Yak, he said there would be difficulties implementing do not show content from block users on the back end. It's very involved and resource intensive task. I'm not a tech person, so I'm definitely relying on our tech people to provide that information, and hopefully it's easier to digest than most of the other things. Our ideal block system would be similar to how you would see on Blue Sky, where it is a two-way block system. They can't see you, you can't see them. With that, we'd like to also have the mute option. And we would like it to have a cooldown system to prevent spamming or misuse. But we don't want people worried about people they've blocked still being on their page, still seeing their content and all of that. And I think that's the best way to go about it. We're gonna go into development questions, so I'm gonna also throw the ball back over to Yuki.
All right. So one of the top questions we got was, will FA have a proper API? For those who don't know, API stands for Application Programming Interface. So it allows things like FabUI and PostyBurb to work with FA without needing to actually load up the website themselves. And for people who know me personally, I'm a big proponent for API. I love APIs. I think it gives people a lot of freedom to use their favorite sites programmatically. And it's something we really, really want to do. There are some
Pause a
other
sec, Yuki.
pressing matters right now.
You got a little robotic.
Okay.
All right, try again.
Am I good now?
I think you're good now.
Okay. So like I was saying, it's something we really want to do, but there are a lot of things that we want to deliver to FA first in terms of features. Once we catch up on feature delivery, like things like that we've been talking about forever, we want to go back into this and figure out the best way to do it. It's not an easy project, and right now we're pretty limited on our coding availability. We have some projects in the pipeline coming up soon that's going to make onboarding new developers and people who want to help like that much easier. But for now, we're just focusing on feature delivery. But APIs, again, I'm a huge API nut, so I'm very excited to get working on that. Another development question we got was, will FA be made open source? So this is something that we may look into in the future. Not this year, definitely, but at present, we're not really in a position to make the site open source. We are focused, like I said, we're focused on researching good, useful ways to make a RESTful data API to access Fur Affinity. for third-party apps like FabUI and PostyBurb. We respect the community and the fact that people make these applications to make interacting with FA better, and we don't want to just leave them high and dry. So we're in the process of modernizing the code behind the scenes to allow development to be more agile and responsive as a whole. So that's really where our focus lies right now. Okay, I'm laughing because what is the hardest part of developing and maintaining FA? So I'm newly minted. I did just get here within the last couple months. Having looked at the code base and the way that we store user uploads, the way that our database works, the best way to explain it is that we are dealing with about 20 years of technical debt. And for anyone who programs, you know that 20 years is like an eternity in programmer years. Our tech team has expressed difficulties in navigating and implementing new features due to how the site was originally put together. If you can believe it, we are still using the code that ran FA 20 years ago in one way or another. It was all written in PHP. Oh, there's an ad. You want me to wait for the ad?
We can try. As soon as we see people starting saying that it's back, we'll keep going.
I got the ad as well on my muted thing, so I'll just wait for that to go away. Hey guys, you guys don't either have ad block or subscribe to Skiggles. How you doing?
Yeah. Do you want to say? You guys want to
Look
say
at all
stuff about the people who didn't get ad?
Okay, no, they're back.
removed?
They're back.
All right. Anyway, now that I've said the secrets of the universe, let's continue with the question. So, like I said, it's 20 years of technical debt. Since we're still working with code that made FA work in the first place, and everything that we've developed in the last 20 years kind of piling on top of that, we're working on trimming down the fat, making sure that we are making things that are more responsive and easier to work with. We're also really limited right now with resources to get coders on board, as well as the budgeting for hardware. Every time someone uploads, we have to weigh that. We have to weigh, do we get more storage? Do we get more processing power? Those kinds of things. And it's something FA has struggled with to keep up with for a very, very, very long time. But we are putting some very, very concerted efforts into untangling the spaghetti code. And we want to try another shot at a recode in the near future. Because Skiggles and I both agree on this. There just has to be a better way to get features and updates to FA without making our poor developers want to tear their hair out.
Yeah, it's we've all wanted, staff and users alike have wanted an updated FA, and we keep hitting roadblocks because of how old and messy the code is. And many times I've tried to make the point of, I think it would be easier just to rebuild, and that is a goal, is to get current FA caught up on some things to make quality of life better for everybody, and once it's in a position that I don't know, feels good, that's where the focus is going to go, is rebuilding in a more modern.
And actually, I do want to put a point. Kureki in the chat said that FA runs on dedicated servers. For those who don't know, there's no cloud for FA. All of FA is run on our own servers, our own hardware, in our own network that we still have in a data center somewhere. All of it is stuff that we maintain ourselves. We maintain the network, we maintain the physical infrastructure. If a server breaks, we have to fix it and repair it. It's all ours. So there's a lot of engineering that has to go into that as well. Moving on.
We do want to kind of talk to you guys about I had tried to make a graphic before this went live to have for you guys. Unfortunately, that didn't pan out, but I'd like to have a graphic posted on the site. sometime after this. But we have been working on big hit items. I don't know, big large items that we'd like
Big
to
ticket
work on.
items?
Big ticket. There we go. Um, for a roadmap for this year, and we've actually accomplished a couple of those things. But yeah, I will pass that back over to you, Yuki, because you're more technical than me.
That's why you have me. So our current priorities and roadmap, we very much believe in transparency when it comes to the things that we're building for FA. Especially the big ticket items, new features coming out. We want people to be informed with what we're doing. And we also want to make sure that what we promise on delivery actually meets the deadline, because I know from experience in the tech sector, meeting your deadlines is very, very important. We have built roadmaps previously that were not followed through on, and we have been working on a new roadmap that will be posted once we finish fine-tuning the goals and figuring out what's realistic to deliver. We're going to try and do this year over year. So while we won't give exact month or day dates, we're going to essentially say, here's the things that we want to deliver within the year. While a roadmap is important to us, I do want to emphasize that we will be avoiding solid dates, as we have a history of missing those, and we don't want to overpromise. I prefer to have updates to users in regards to progress or roadblocks, so the public can see where we are on these things and possibly help if we get stuck on something. I'm very much open to getting support from folks, and FA is a community. I want to engage the technical folks that I know in my circles, and I know people know for what wider community want to help with. So hey, if you ever find me in a DM somewhere, ask me what we're up to. I'll let you know. Like for example, on our roadmap right now, we have tag blocking part 1, which we just launched, and display names, which we just launched. We're going to be soon launching some large bug fixes that we had, and IPv6 support, which will be great.
And those are all in code review right now. So those are all, I think. I'm really happy about tag blocking. I think that a lot of users are. That was one of the biggest positive things to have happened recently. And I'm really proud of the team for getting that together. I'm very happy with display names, and I'm excited to get that all out to you guys in April. As far as the other stuff, it's in code review, and as we mentioned earlier, user block improvements. I know that we're also working on 2FA, which I saw a lot of you guys asking. It's in development, and we are definitely, my personal goal, what I would really love to see by the end of the year is some serious updates for audio submissions and writing submissions. Both have been sorely neglected for way too long, and we want to make that better for our users. Along with that, another long-standing item that needs fixing is thumbnails. We are going to be putting a lot of time into making sure that that is done correctly as well. I thought it would be something that, I mean, again, I'm not technically inclined. I thought it was something that would be more of an easy fix. Turns out not so easy. But I am putting it as a priority item for this year. And then if you want to tackle that last one, Yuki.
Yeah. So real quick before I do that, I did mention that someone was like, 2FA, what's that? 2FA stands for two-factor authentication. It allows you to secure your account more effectively. So, when you log in, being able to get that secondary authentication method, either like as an email with a code on it, or through Google Authenticator, or through passkeys, having those kinds of ways to secure your account so that in the event someone gets your password, you're not fully compromised. We do recommend you have a very strong password, though. Very important. And last thing on the roadmap, or last two things on the roadmap, I suppose. One is implementing something called Cloudflare Turnstile. Turnstile is the competitor to Google's reCAPTCHA. So as everyone probably is aware, when you log into Fur Affinity, and probably some random times as well, the reCAPTCHA asks you to figure out what all the motorcycles on the screen are, and that can be very intrusive. There's also a lot of changes for reCAPTCHA coming up that are going to make it a little bit harder to use on FA, which we don't want. So we are going to be moving to Cloudflare Turnstile, which will be coming out pretty soon. So hopefully that'll just make it a bit easier for people to use the site, and for us to continue to make sure that the people signing up and logging in are real people, which would be great. And lastly, as I was mentioning or alluding to a bit earlier, is the dev-friendly initiative. Our developers work through a lot, and we want to bring on new people. The big problem with getting many staff members on board to help with code is the fact that our code is so one, unapproachable, for lack of a better way of putting it, and contains a lot of sensitive data in it. We're trying to set up the system so that we can have developers volunteer and work on it without getting access to those sensitive things. It needs to be done right, and with a team working together with the same vision in mind. We're working on putting something like that together, but there are some roadblocks with our current infrastructure at the moment that we need to overcome. And it's not really easy bringing on new people because it requires a lot of trust. We've had things happen in the past in FA's history where there were problems with people, abusing that trust, and we're trying to avoid that again this time. But yeah, let's see. Did I miss anything on that one, Skickles?
No, those are all of our big ticket items. There are some smaller things that we definitely want to tackle, and when we're ready to post those, it'll be included in a visual roadmap that we put on the site. But the other stuff is small quality of life things that we've seen come up in tickets and user feedback and stuff. So, yeah.
All right. What will you do to ensure that UX is not compromised by desire for growth and expansion? For those who aren't, web designers, UX stands for user experience. So think about like the way that you access a website, whether or not it has 1 million ads on it or not, those kinds of things. And when it comes to user experience, we are going to always be putting the community first when making revenue decisions. I know that, ad rev is probably a big portion of many different sites' revenue streams. We're trying to continue improve our cash flow without impacting user experience. Any decision that could impact user experience negatively is going to be internally discussed before we even pull the trigger on that. We're going to get a lot of buy-in before we even think about doing anything like that prior to implementation. We are not keen, we're very not keen on self-destructing FA after 20 years of operation. There may come a time where we have to put some more ads into places if we're not meeting our funding requirements. Like on mobile, for example, where 50+ users are, or 50% of our users are, give or take, but only one third-party ad spot is there. Or implementing technologies to make third-party ads pay more, like LiveRamp. We're trying to accomplish these goals by being less intrusive and annoying. I hate ads as much as the next person, but there's a lot of importance in generating revenue because, again, like I said, we have to pay for our own servers, our own network, our own storage. There's a lot of storage. But at the end of the day, we'll do what we have to do, and FA with ads is still better than no FA at all, which is, FA is here for the community, and we want to keep it around for the community for years to come. Not just for the community, but because, we're trying to continue on Dragoneer's legacy. One of the last questions we got for General Tech was, is an FA beta version for FA Plus members considered? So we're keeping our stance with what Dragoneer envisioned with no AI art. Oh, well, hold on. I skipped ahead. Oh no. FA Plus users will definitely have early access to major updates. and features. That's what we want to do. We want to test with a smaller group of people before we do a release. We do have beta ambitions for giving people access to like bleeding edge stuff. But it may be a bit too early for us to comfortably move towards making that generally available. This isn't a final decision by any means. That's just the current temperature of the tech team. And we will definitely likely revisit this in the future. There's a lot of different ways that we can implement this, and we'll probably be reaching out to the community to see if there's anything or any way that we can do this that we're not seeing. And yeah, I think that is the majority of the tech questions. So I'll pass it over to Skizzles again.
Now we'll talk about AI. Yes, we are sticking to Dragoneer's vision, and I think that it's something that all of our staff members agree with, that we do not want to allow AI art on Fur Affinity. It's something that is important. It was important not only to Nier, but many of the artists on site and staff. He stood very strong in that, and we are upholding that. We did get a question that asked about using apps that protect people's art, such as Nightshade or Glaze. I have no idea what those are personally, but all I can say on it is that we are strongly against AI, and if it's something that you see on the site, please report it. And we do encourage users to do what they can to protect their works from AI, but we aren't going to be making any kind of recommendations or endorsements on certain applications that we don't have personal experience with to know that it's got everybody's best interests at heart. So just be careful, be mindful, and all of that kind of stuff. It's good to see that most of you are happy with that decision. So yeah, I'm sure there's gonna come a time that we need to approach it again, because unfortunately it keeps growing and it's harder to detect. Just know that we're gonna be doing our best to uphold that. And if we need to revisit it, it'll be a community revisit thing. Weird Al. Community participation. This is a big and exciting one for me. I have been wanting for so long to get more in touch with our community. It feels like we have been so, I don't know, distant from the community for way too long. And especially with the recent having comments back on and engagement with the community, we're excited to be a part of it again. So the question was, does FA have plans to do any community-oriented activities like monthly events where artists and content creators can participate in art, music, or writing challenges, maybe award specific badges for each event? And we have a lot of really fun community ideas in the works. Just a month ago, we had our yearly Furry Musicians Express Yourself contest, and that's something we've been doing for, I think, 3 years now, to try to boost the musicians in the community. We also were doing Musician Mondays on Twitter, which once those start up again, they'll be on Blue Sky. And I don't necessarily know that monthly is feasible with everything that we have on our plate, but maybe quarterly. We definitely want to reintroduce some of those things. Some of the things currently on, I don't know, my brainstorm of community ideas. I want to reintroduce the mascots to everybody. I think that there's been kind of a long time where people have kind of forgotten the mascots, or just have no idea that we had mascots to begin with. I want to introduce them again and have them be more part of FA. I want to bring back community banners, and uplift artists in the community through those. I really want to do community-based events online and in person, and contests with various mediums. Make sure that we aren't sticking just to visual art, and that we are also... Aiden, you can't be a mascot. We are also making sure to bring attention to our musicians, our crafters, our writers. I think that it was always really great to see the new banners pop on and everybody just flood their pages with support. And I think that that would be really fun to bring back. I definitely also want to put Rednef more in the spotlight. With Fender continues to do the site news announcements, Rednef will do community spotlights, honorable mentions, and things like that. We want to, and I've already started, to team up with conventions. We want to bring attention to conventions, let people know, hey, FA will be here, you should be there too. And do ad space trades with conventions. This is a big item piece for me that I don't know when we can put a due date on, but I want a community calendar. I would love to have a calendar on Fur Affinity that has, convention dates, when dealers' den applications open, when, fur meets and stuff happen. And there's still a lot of planning that needs to go into making that happen. But I think having something like that to bring people together would be a really cool idea. I just don't know how long it'll take to implement something like that. But there's a lot of really cool ideas in the work, and I'm excited for all of those ones. I really am. Yeah, and if you guys have extra feedback for stuff like that, please make sure you shoot it in to us so that we can consider it too. Not here, because I won't be able to read it real time here, but if you could do feedback stuff on the tickets, we will read those. For the next one, are there opportunities for people who wish to develop for Fur Affinity to help in a new feature, adding a new feature quicker, as well as squash any exploit bugs that are present on the site? I don't know why that one's there. That feels like it belonged in development, but Yuki?
Yeah, I can definitely answer that one. The very, very, very short answer is absolutely. We absolutely want people to help develop for FA, which is why we're putting in a large effort toward the end of the year to cleaning up the code and making it more approachable for devs. I'm a traditional Python developer, and when I came to look at the code base for FA, I looked at it and I go, no developer this day and age is going to want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. So we are going to be cleaning that up, and we're trying to provide a good way for those who want to help with limited access actually help us. So we're working on a solution for it. We're doing our best to get it out sooner rather than later so we can have people that want to help actually come in and help. We added 2 new tech people in the last couple of months and have lined up a short list of folks who are waiting for us to give them the ability to help without giving them, the keys to the house. So, yes, we actively are looking for people to help with new features. If you find a bug and you want to report it to us, please use the trouble ticket system under the tech category. Any bug reports, super duper helpful. We try to get on top of bugs as fast as we can when they come in. So, yeah, I think that handles the odd developer question that was in this section.
Sorry. All right, so the next one is about our merch shop, which I think a lot of people really had no idea that we even had. It is something that we launched back in 2021, and it was very basic with just stickers and shirts of our logo. We have added some more things to it since then, but it's been very limited because it's a difficult subject to approach with when it comes to... everything for a long time, a lot of stuff with FA is volunteer work, and you're definitely doing it for community labor of love stuff, not so much for any kind of paycheck or I don't know, exposure that you would get from it. But they had asked if we would hire merch artists for the shop, and they want to see new items month to month from new artists to feature them and celebrate the community, which, yeah, I think that's a great idea. But it's difficult in that with merchandise, you've got to spend money to make money, and we don't necessarily have a lot to spend right now. We'd love to work with more artists, get new pieces in, as well as support community members by teaming up. It's something that I know a few times I've tried to tackle with bringing more people onto the merch team, because it's been just me for way too long, and I can't I don't have time to draw new things a lot of the time. A lot of the times that, you know, what we lack in funding has to just be what it is, and that's why you mostly see the merch, the plushies were huge to finally get done, because those had been something we were working on since the launch of the shop, but couldn't find the right avenues to approach with that. So those were really cool to add. I don't know if we want to, I don't think we're going to do more plushies, but I would love to get new t-shirt designs. Do more than just the splat and mascots. I'd love to get other animals, other furry. I think I'm trying to remember the wording that Nier used. He wanted designs that weren't in your face furry. You could still like blend in with it. So that's definitely still something I'd like to follow with it. Unless we do silly designs. I know that there are a few silly designs I want to throw up around April Fool's Day. But yeah, it'd be really cool to get other people in there and helping with that stuff. We just need time, figure it out, make a budget for Cognito. Yeah, if I'm gonna say, if you're someone who's interested in it, it doesn't hurt to reach out to us and, you know, shoot a portfolio, but there's still a lot involved with it, with working out contracts, percentages, making sure that we've got all of the rights, so that we do everything right by the book, and everyone's taken care of, artist and site. Yeah. Next one, has Fur Affinity considered recruiting a communications officer? It seems like better internal and external communications would have prevented a lot of the drama. That's something that's been mentioned many times over the years. And it's not a position that I personally know how to fill. It's another one of those, needs to be a qualified and trustworthy person. And they obviously would need the time to commit, and something I want to explore more. I will say that I think that currently we are on a much better path than we were a few months ago, though. And yeah, we'll just keep I don't want to say expanding, but researching, looking into things like that to make communications better, because that's a big goal of mine. We're gonna go into policy related questions. Why are there no donation links to animal conservation groups when there's American specific political donation links that don't have anything to do with the furry community? Can you replace American politics with animal conservation? If you're seeing political ads, I can promise you those are third-party ads. Those are not our in-house ads. And there's really not much that we can do when it comes to our third-party ads. That's why we do highly encourage people to subscribe to FA+, because then you will only see in-house ads. And for those who don't know, in-house ads are from our community. Those are people who have accounts on FA, or people that we work closely with, not some random whatever our third-party advertisers think needs to be shown. we don't put political ads ourselves on the site. And we actually do have in-house a charity donation. And Eden, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I am pretty sure it's a wolf sanctuary.
Yeah, we have a wolf sanctuary ad going right now, and it is, I believe it has no expiration date.
Yeah, it's something that we just keep going. They send us new banners for it when they want an update, but we do and work with charities, and we would love to have more charities. We just need to make sure we do proper vetting, make sure they're legit, and the money's going to where it needs to be going. But I promise that if anybody is seeing political, it's not us. If we could get more community advertising, if we could get more FA+, we wouldn't need to rely so much on third-party ads. But at the moment, we do still need them. Next question is, are you going to change the rules on reporting art theft so people can report it when they see it happen, even if they aren't the original artist? So the way that we have it set up right now is to ensure protection of copyright, because we need to verify permission and who the actual owners are. Posted content is presented in different ways, and we have no way of knowing if permission was actually given in the situation unless it comes from the original artist. Examples are people who get bases where the original artist says, you don't have to credit this, or you use it however you want. People will still report stuff like that. And previously we did take it down, but there were more than a few people who came back saying, no, I had every right to post this, and we would rather not be in those awkward situations. We would rather, hey, if you know who the original artist is and you know that they didn't want that posted, have them put in a ticket. If they don't have an FA account, have them contact our emails. But it's similar with takedowns on many other sites where, the original creator needs to file like DMCA's kind of thing. We can't work off of third parties, because then we also have to consider anybody could just be mad at someone, put in a ticket and say, hey, they don't have permission. We're supposed to pull that without doing knowing that it's totally cool and it's just some random guy. So it may be frustrating when you get those, hey, we need the original artist thing, but it's really for everybody's protection. Alrighty. Next one is, what are your plans to prevent another 2.7 scenario where you listen to Discord and not your actual user base? What's the emergency stop procedure on controversial updates? This is a very touchy subject for me. The 2.7 fiasco was something that I and others very much hope never happens again. It was a combination of horrible events that led to that. I don't think necessarily that the right perspective here is that we listen to Discord and not our, actual user base, because the people in the Discord are part of our user base. And when that whole thing was going on, we were very closed off from public communications. And there was a huge shakeup with our staff during that time, followed by a huge step forward in welcoming users to speak with us there, as well as feedback in tickets, and eventually getting journal comments turned back on. The people on the Discord were directed from FA and our social medias, and we asked users to join the conversation. The people in our Discord are part of the user base, just as much as everybody else is. We definitely learned a lot during that time. I really like how open we are with everybody now and not feeling like we need to be on eggshells to discuss things. And I think that the way things were before led to that whole incident happening to begin with. Communication is really important to me. Hearing from the community is really important to me. And it's what we plan to keep on doing. And I think it'll go a long way in preventing a repeat of 2.7 happening again. We just talk to everybody now. Next question is something I've noticed in my time on FA is a good amount of fetish material aimed at adults being posted in general listing, especially when it comes to feet, lore, fat fur content. Could y'all reiterate that the fact that general is meant to be safe for all audience and ages, fetish content is supposed to be 18 plus after all, and try to enforce that rule? There are a few points to this one. First of all, the big issue is that anything can be a fetish. Anything. It doesn't even need to be a sexual image. People have different fetishes to different things. It could be the most innocent of people. I don't want to call out a certain whatever, but regular balloons. That people find that a fetish. We're not here to be the thought police. If it doesn't go against our general rating rules, we're not gonna be doing anything against that person. It's all way too subjective. I also want to say that general rating on FA in no way means for all ages. At best, it's 13 plus. I encourage you to read our rating guidelines to get an idea of that, but it's not meant to be. It's not like general rating on a movie. I think this was also sent in before we had tag blocking, so if you see something that you are unsure if it's within the rules or not, go ahead and file a ticket. If not, use the tag blocking system, and hopefully curate your own experience on FA with what you see and what you don't. UI changes. I think I'm going to pass that back over to tech team.
I just realized I was muted.
I was about to be like, or not.
I promise I'm good at tech. I promise. So, question we got was, can we have folders for favorites or a way to categorize favorites better? So that is a feature that we do have in the pipeline. Initially, folders were designed to support both submissions and favorites, but the latter part was not implemented it was not implemented due to requiring a much more complicated UI, and we didn't want to overcomplicate the site in that particular way for users. Per our tech team. We'll likely revisit this sometime in the future once we get the initial batch of major updates figured out. But this is yet another highly requested feature that is in our top 10. Other question we got was, similar to other websites like Tumblr or ArtFight, is there a possibility of profile customization like backdrop or background images? Customizable widgets, different font, text, or colors. Will there be more user customization for the website, like color themes? This is something that's come up in brainstorming in the past few years, but it hasn't made it past that stage with everything else going on. I don't really know if that's something that we will continue to explore at this time, or at least not in the near future, as we have a lot of other pressing issues. But if it's feedback, if it's something that you want, if it's something that tickles your fancy, things that you want to see done, please let us know in feedback, so that we can, accurately gauge if it's something that y'all want to see. Another thing we got was, I really appreciate the recent efforts to add and tweak search categories for both gender and species. However, it's been more than a few years since there has been a change to media type, with the retirement of Flash as a medium, an increase in voice actors and game devs. Is there any plans to update and modernize these changes? So yeah, I'm sure a lot of you have seen, and I noticed a couple of comments at the earlier parts of this stream. People were like, "Thank you for adding or changing these particular categories." There are discussions and plans for improving audio and video sides of the website. We mentioned that earlier in our roadmap, and in the graphic we're going to post later. Unfortunately, we don't have a plan in place for a good replacement for Flash aside from using Ruffle. So we need to revisit this once our existing formats are given a good quality of life update. We're trying to get back to good essentially with those kinds of things. Categories are much easier for us to tackle, whereas changing media uploads in general requires a bit of infrastructure update. As well as, if we're going to be storing things like, game downloads or voice acting reels, that's a lot more bandwidth and a lot more storage, which we would need to figure that problem out for. These are things we absolutely want to do. We just need to get the rest of the site up to a quality standard that isn't bare minimum in order to get this stuff figured out on our end. Okay. Let me pull up real quick a pin that I had to make sure that I answer this correctly. Right. So, the next question that we got was, why is FA no longer updating the classic theme? And how will we be providing, or how will we be improving the current modern theme? So, for those who don't know, Classic has been on the chopping block since 2019 when we officially deprecated it. For those who don't know, deprecation is where we announce the end of life of a product. Classic has reached end of life. We are no longer updating it with active features unless there's a way that changes the site mechanically, like how display names was a big mechanical change on how the site operated. So we needed to make an update to Classic in that case. But yeah, right now Classic is in maintenance only mode. Any changes to it from now on are ones that are keep it necessarily moving mechanically and keep the lights on. I asked for statistics yesterday on the number of people that are using Classic actively right now, and it's roughly 2% of our entire user base. 2%. Our user base is very big, so it's a very big number, but it's still 2%. So we're trying to keep it active and usable, but it will not be getting any feature updates, specifically because of the fact that, to get a little bit into the weeds and a little bit behind the curtain, Classic and Modern are two separate code bases. When we have to make changes to how a feature works on FA, we have to make it not only in the Modern theme, but we also have to do it in the Classic theme as well. So we have to double our work for that. And we've been doing double work ever since we introduced the Modern theme. The big answer to all of this is it's code debt. Every time we make a change, we have to consider the two different layouts, and we have to update and ensure that they're both functioning properly without any issues. This doubles development time. It doubles the testing and verification time. It creates a huge breadth of issues that makes it really hard for us to, one, have new developers look at it and go, yes, I can help you with this. Okay, great, you did it for Modern. Now how about for Classic? We have to do something else for Classic? We're trying not to lose our developers that we already have and not scare away the new ones. So we have to streamline what we're supporting and what we're using. And unfortunately, the reason why it doubles the code, or it doubles our effort, is because of the way that FA was coded and designed 20 years ago. We are still dealing with that today, which is why, again, echoing what Skill said earlier, a recode is something that we're very much interested in. But it's going to take a lot of time and effort to get there, especially with a team this small.
That's actually something I'd like to add in on. I think that there is a bit of a misconception, or maybe it's just because we've been so closed off previously, that I think people think that we are bigger than we are. We are, given the size of Fur Affinity, we are very, very small. A group of people who are working on it. Right now, there's only 3 dedicated tech team members. And I know when we were at kind of our worst, towards the end of last year, there was only 15 staff members. And that's kind of why things were as chaotic as they were. Since then, we have brought on a lot more mods, and I'm really proud of the things that we've been able to accomplish with such a small team. I don't know how big other sites, like, I don't know what's a comparable one to us. I think DeviantArt's too big, but I feel like most of them have a lot more staff than we do, and I just want to give a shout out to all of them for working so hard, since huge majority of staff is volunteer. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Someone up here had a or we're trying to save all the questions to the end, but there's 2 versions of FA. Mechanically, yes. Classic and FA modern are like 2 different things. They're 2 different code bases, and how they work is very different from each other. For the I noticed that there was something about a skin for modern. I actually like that idea, and I'm writing it down because I think that's a cool idea.
What do you mean a skin?
They were like, can we have a skin for modern that looks like classic?
We do.
And I'm like, yeah.
It's retro.
We do?
It's already there. It's called
it's
retro.
Man, I'm so good at this. We already have
we already have it. Actually, that was something that I did. I was somebody who didn't want to change 100% when beta came out. I was like, nah, I'm sticking to classic. But it became so much different from an administrator position of where things were and how things looked that I had to change. And I was like, man, if it just looked like it or whatever. So Nier put together a retro one for me. I think a few people use it, but it is the same colors and stuff.
Yeah, then you can go into your account settings, select modern, and then select retro as the theme for modern.
It'll help the transition.
It may help the transition, yeah. Yeah, there you go. We should put that in the help docs. We should also make help docs more visible for everybody.
We should also let people know where the help docs are.
Oh, do not get me started. I have a big problem. And I am so excited to fix accessing like FAQ or frequently asked questions and just a user guide for FA, because it's so big. I really want to make it so people can better use the site, because there's so much in there. Okay, enough rambling. Let's move on. Will there be improvements to the modern UI's reply system, i.e. cancel buttons eating responses? There is so much we need to fix within regards to the comment system. When bringing this up with one of our tech members, they say that the specific issue should be easy enough to resolve, so it's now baked into one of our to-dos, since we got that question. So you'll be seeing a fix probably sometime within the next year, since it's on our roadmap, which is good. Are there any plans to fix custom thumbnails? Actually, yes. Hold on, let me scroll up real quick.
Yeah, we did mention it in our roadmap. It's been a long-standing issue.
Yes. Fixing thumbnails is currently in the research stage, so it will be out sometime this year, most likely. It's a small thing. It's a small thing, but it's a thing that everyone has been asking us about. There's been absolutely years of requests for this fix. So it is part of our
Thumbnails are
roadmap
small
this
things
year.
indeed. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thumbnails are small things. Yeah, that is. Isn't that kind of the point? Well, let me make sure. I scrolled up. I want to make sure I got back to where I was supposed to be. There we go. can the display of adjacent works on the modern skin please be changed to match how it is presented on the classic skin? So the layout, I saw a couple people mentioning this in the chat. The layout of the modern skin has been a common request for us to revisit and rework. So we are going back and we are looking into seeing how we can do it better. We're trying to get some folks that are specifically in UX UI, user experience, user interface, so that we can design this in a way that actually looks nice. Not saying that FA doesn't already look spectacular, though I might be a bit biased. But we're working on it. It's something that we've seen and something that I've trawled through myself, so we are working on it. Will you put a way for us to favorite a picture post directly from the new submission page? I've seen that when I was investigating things like FabUI. Being able to favorite directly from the submission notifications or from like galleries or things like that. I think it's a cool feature. I think it's something that I would love to add, but we're gonna have to consider how we do that so that we don't overload the server in some way, or the total infrastructure system. But yeah, it's something that we are going to consider and see if we can make it work properly on our system so that we don't explode everything.
We like not exploding everything.
If you need, someone just asked if you need UX, tell me where to apply. Fellow web designer, I see you and I appreciate you. We're gonna when we have the dev stuff ready to go, we're probably going to put out specific call for developers for both UI, UX, and programming. So look out for that. Sorry, I know we're supposed to be sticking to the script, but I just see questions and I want to answer them.
I know, it's hard.
Yeah. Will you put... Did I already say that? Yeah, I did. Will you be adding video uploads like MP4 and WebM? Anything .NET, let me know. I'm sorry. I just saw .NET and I got... Will you be adding video uploads like MP4 and WebM? We'd like to, but there's a lot of work to move forward with that, with video uploads and processing. I don't know how in the world YouTube does it, probably because Google has more money than God. But we lack right now the proper infrastructure to take videos in, process them, and present them. There is also a lot of stuff around, being a publishing service, sort of like what YouTube is. There's a lot of issues with hosting that kind of content from the infrastructure standpoint. But we're going to try to rework the process on that and see what kind of limitations we need to set in order to make that work. I don't want to say no on it because it's something that we do get as a request, but we need to do it smartly in a way that doesn't balloon our storage and make us explode in terms of needing to buy more hard drives. The hard drives for Enterprise are not cheap. Yeah, FFmpeg is a beast. I totally agree with you. Are there any plans to improve story/poem displays/features? Yep, it is 100% on our roadmap. We're trying to implement something called Markdown. Markdown is a built-in way for you to render most supported it's a way for you to render HTML very quickly and very safely. So we are doing our best to get that set up in a way so that you can use Markdown on the site as well as BB code. So yeah, we're working on it. You want me to keep going with tagging?
I'm actually gonna say we've been going for almost an hour and a half. I think we should take a little break. Everyone get up and stretch 5-ish minutes and get your water, get your bathroom breaks, and we will come right back.
Sounds good.
All right. Be good, everybody. We'll be right back. Everyone get your stretchies. No shrimps! No shrimps!
No shrimps in the chat. We're gonna have to get my shrimp. Are we offline? Can they not hear us now? Can Can they still hear me? Hello? My mic's hot. Hello.
The mic is still hot.
Giggles went
You
away, and
ding
now I
dong,
can
you're not
tell you
supposed
all
to be
the
at your
secrets.
should
Dang
turn
it.
mute your mic.
Dang it! Dang it! No!
Well, there goes my goals to flirt with everyone. Jeez.
I thought Skiggles went away. I thought I was safe. The secret combination to FA's secret system is 6969.
You're telling me a shrimp made this burger?
You're telling me a shrimp wrote this code?
Ugh. Actually, this shrimp couldn't fry this rice.
We were actually debating like which to use for me. I was almost tempted to use my shrimp. So tempted.
Should have.
Yeah,
done
no, I was a coward. Just did
Coward.
my kid's name.
Well, you know what that means.
We gotta restart, do it all again.
Yeah. You gotta load the save. What's the line from Morrowind? The thread of fate has been severed.
Modern shrimp theme for April Fools. Oh my god, say less. This is so funny.
We will. I want to say we will bring back April Fools, but that is still to be seen. With this character's death, the thread of prophecy is severed. Restore a saved game to restore the weave of faith, or persist in the doomed world you've created. I love it.
Someone did mention, like, when I said 2FA, they're like, it's FA2. I'm like, no,
That's
it's
what I was.
two-factor authentication.
That's what I was saying too.
Yeah. You're telling me a shrimp did this shrimp?
And, honestly, maybe we should get FA2.
Hey, I'm back. You stop talking.
What?
Thank
No.
And our time is up.
No.
guys.
We were going to
Well,
tell
no.
everyone the secret of the universe.
We already know the secret of the universe.
We were about to tell about FA2.
This time it's personal.
This time, it's personal.
You mean personal.
Jeez. The Vaporeon is cute. Yeah, so really quick, we've got Fender on the side and Redneff on the other side. And then the other characters you see there are other staff members who aren't in the call with us, but still wanted to kind of be a part of it. There's some staff members that would rather stay in the shadows, and I don't blame them one bit for that. Yeah. God damn it, Aiden.
Will you bring the laundry basket is the question.
Yeah, only if laundry. You can be a mascot when your laundry's done.
We take one of those. We just make a laundry basket in-house ad, and you click it, and it just takes us to the shop or something. It's just a picture of a laundry basket. I'd love to see the
Why is it always
I'd
full?
love to see the performance of that ad.
Fender sounds like Cooper
That would
Tom.
be-
Well, I'm not sure if you know, but that's because
Don't-
it is.
you're gonna ruin the
I
magic!
mean,
You're gonna ruin the
no,
magic!
he already
You're
said
ruining
it.
the
He
magic!
already said it.
He already said it.
He said it during
said
the
it.
memorial. He removed the mask.
He removed the mask. He's like, finally, I can breathe. In years, the secret has been kept too long. She just came up on stage and just popped his. I really
I
think
should
it
have
would be funny.
taken the fursuit head off on stage. Everyone.
Yeah, the best part could have been the idea I had where it would have been Cooper Tom coming up on stage and announcing he's Fender, and then someone else walks out as Fender
Wait a minute.
and starts. Wait a minute. And it
Hey,
pops
I
it.
mean, think about it. Have you ever seen them in the same
Think
room
about
together?
it. Yeah, it's always so weird. You never see Cooper Tom and Fender in the same room.
Can I get a awa awa?
Ow, ow, ow.
Can I
Awa,
get
awa.
a awa?
Ow, ow, ow.
Can I get a who let the dogs out?
Get him.
Go get. You let your dogs out? Well, you better.
Anyway, everyone back?
Sure.
No,
Yes.
I mean yes.
I was gonna eat this burger next to me, but I'll wait.
I have crabs. I guess I won't.
Don't
start
tell anyone I was
bringing
eating
up
Oh
the
Taco
crab
my
Bell.
god,
elixir.
James. Do you ever eat anything besides crabs and eggs?
No, my whole existence
an
is
ad.
to eat snow
This-
crabs. Thank you.
There's literally just crab shells and
Everywhere.
egg shells all over
My
James's
desk.
room right
yes.
Oh, since there's an ad playing, yes, that's all I eat is crab shells and eggs.
Crab shells?
You guys get to know the truth.
Crab shells and eggshells?
I know what I said. Alright, and we're
I'm gonna leave. I just like imagining James on the ground looking like an absolute like
Creature.
troglodyte or whatever, and just devouring a cave,
Crab.
like a crab, like no utensils, just devouring it with both hands.
I saw someone say that today they learned that Redneff is Fender backwards. It is. For those of you
Oh.
who don't know the origin
Yo,
of,
what?
of Redneff, she
Did
was
we have another mascot?
no.
Okay.
Redneff was actually an April Fool's joke many years ago, where everything Fender was replaced with this feminine dragon with the name spelled backwards, and it was just supposed to be a joke, but people liked the character enough that she stayed as one of the official mascots. So yeah. To Kevin knows what he did.
Kevin does know what he did.
April Fool's 2007, and she stuck around. And I love Redneff personally. I'm not biased towards dragons or anything.
Yeah.
The
next April Fools will be renames.
I can go ahead and tackle the tagging ones. I don't think that's so much tech related. But
Oh yeah, it's all you, please.
Alright. Jumping back in. Will the tagging feature be made more robust and easy to use? And yes, the plan is eventually to go with a full-fledged tag association with similar to how other sites do theirs. What we have implemented right now is a stopgap, just to give you guys something. There's going to be improvements made on it. We just wanted to get what we had out now instead of continuing to make the community wait for something like that. And I personally think that that was a good call to make. Even though it needs things added to it, I don't want to say it's basic, but it does the basic functioning that it needs to do currently. It's just going to take time, but it is on our to-do list. Are there plans to implement a way to make people actually use the tagging system? Yes. And that's actually in one of our updates that's currently in review. It will be mandatory to tag your art before you could submit. I don't know how long it's going to be in the review stage, but it should be an update coming up soon. I think we set the minimum to 3 tags, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, it's 3 tags.
And I know that some of the follow-up questions are going to be, what if they're irrelevant or joke tags or something? That's already against our policy to do that. While we didn't have a tag block system, we still had tagging, and it's always been against the rules to abuse that and put in irrelevant items. So if you see someone abusing that, yeah, just file a ticket. Can you explain your plans for community tagging? The question is not exactly, yeah, community tagging. Community tagging is something that we've been discussing, but something we're limited with, again, with how everything is set up. But our general idea is to allow users to provide suggested tags to uploads that they don't own. Artist tags will still be the decider, and they can reject tags or add them. And we also plan to have a toggle so that you can have global and local tags. Basically, do you want to see the community tags? Do you just want to see the artist tags? We always want to keep artists first when it comes to FA, and secondary focus of making art easier to find, and artists can approve or deny or whatever suggestions that come in with that. Into the other section. Will the forums be making a return? So, you'd be really surprised at how many staff members and community members want the forums back. The previous forums, the way that they were difficult to keep up with and had a bad rep in many areas, and was a bit of a uncomfy spot for staff. However, with that in mind, we're not bringing back, we don't want to bring back old forums, but we are looking into creating a new one so people won't have to necessarily go to other areas like Discord for site updates or communication. We want a new one that's directly connected with FA accounts. I'm not sure when we'll get around to doing something like that, since we'll have to figure out the code. It's not a high priority item, but it's something that I think majority people would like to have, a fresh start with forums. What are the current sources of funding for the site? And are there concerns for FA's funding in the future? For me, there will always be some concern for funding because we heavily rely on our advertisers and people who support with FA Plus or Merch Shop to get our funding in. We pretty much break even every month, give or take. We definitely need to find a way to bring in more regular and consistent funding if we want to keep upgrading and bringing on possible paid staffers in the future to keep moving forward with things. Right now, we are okay. We have enough coming in that we're all right, and we have a little bit of a savings put together. Yeah, so it's something that it will always be a subject of, we just want to make sure we've got something in place if we have some kind of failure in whatever area. Will FA Plus membership ever get a yearly option? We actually do have a yearly option now. That QR code at the bottom there will take you to the FA shop. And while it's not listed, I'm pretty sure, Picker, is it listed on FA Plus on the site? Or is that inaccurate?
It's not on the FA Plus website, but I will, or the page, but I will update that in a little bit.
Gotcha. Through the merch shop, you can buy multi-month, year, multi-year, and even lifetime FA Plus through the shop, and it'll get applied to your account. Those ones are not reoccurring, so you would have to go in once it expires to do it again. We're working on ways to make it more accessible to everyone, and even to gift FA subs to other people. What does the overall cost look like for our organization? We did a bit of a breakdown for this for the GoFundMe. I definitely encourage you guys to check that out if you haven't already. I don't have it easily accessible right now, but it roughly costs about $20,000 a month, and that includes hosting fees, contractors, lawyer retainers, things like that. Yeah. What is the long-term plan for FA to stay afloat without needing crowdfunding? That is difficult to say. We inherited something that was very deep into debt that we needed crowdfunding to keep afloat. And to keep going, we do need community support. And I think that that's difficult is because it's going to depend on what your definition is of crowdfunding. Because it's FA Plus or advertising that currently brings in the funding to pay the bills. We're still really early in this transition phase. Like, none of this was set up for transitioning. None of this was prepared for or anything like that. It was just boom, it's happening. And there was a lot to catch up on, and there still is a lot to catch up on. So we don't have a solid, for sure, this is how we're going to be staying afloat. And they're still community driven. That was one of the big things with the journals I've made and stuff is that FA has to start working with and for community, because we're only here because of your guys' support, whether it's regular crowdfunding, however you want to define that, or subscriptions or advertisings. We wouldn't have that money if you guys weren't supporting. We just need those numbers to stay up, and if they fall short for one reason or another, we hope that being communicative and transparent on whatever the issue is, that you guys will have some grace with us. But I know that I personally would really love to not need like a donation drive again if we could help it. FA is a bit of a beast, and that's putting it very lightly. We can try to plan ahead for many things, but there's still going to be surprises somewhere. You know, it happens, especially when we are self-owned like this, and have our own hardware and everything. Failures happen. Yeah, I just think that if we keep communication open and work together on it, we get to keep it going. Hi, Rano. What plans are there to protect Fur Affinity from hostile U.S. government actions recently proposed by lawmakers, such as obscenity bans on the LGBT plus content, Section 230 invalidations, or privacy compromising ID verification requirements? There can't really be a concrete plan when this is all uncharted territory for us. Realistically, FA will have to handle the situations as they arise. Something that we have now that we didn't have before is a business and content lawyer. And they're helping to guide us on a lot of this and answer questions, tell us what applies to us and what doesn't. So we are being proactive there, that we have people that can legally back us up when these things happen. Yay, lawyers. I have dealt with so many lawyers this past year. Never in my life. Anyway,
He's a really good lawyer. When he found out what furries were, it was a fun experience.
that was definitely one of the first conversations with the lawyer was, oh, this is going to be fun for me.
and he, by the way, super into it. He super loves it.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. And he's been helping a lot with catching up, because with 20 years of technical debt, we also have 20 years of legal stuff that we also need to be catching up with. And he's been really great with us. But as most of you know, lawyers are expensive. Yeah, we just, while we can't give you concrete, this is what we're going to do, this is what we have planned, it's something that we are paying attention to and getting guidance on. Next question. Given Dragoneer's recent passing, the hijacking incident, and the general situation surrounding policy changes in recent times, I'd like to know if the staff have worked on contingency or otherwise emergency plans for various situations should they arise. I've definitely mentioned it before, but way too much was on Dragoneer's shoulders. I don't personally know how he did it. It's way too much for a single person to be handling on their own. And because he was handling so much of it on his own, it did cause a lot of issues when it was time for us to step in and try to keep things going. And that's not so much to fault him, but it is something that's a bit eye-opening with this can't be run the same way that it's been run. We've already started and made a lot of progress with spreading things out and having a leadership team that can ideally keep things together if another emergency were to happen. I don't really want to think on the kinds of emergencies. I'd rather not go into dark places, but we are working on if one of us is incapacitated, MIA, whatever, that things can keep going. We definitely want to avoid this kind of stuff happening again.
One thing, need a status.furaffinity.net website. I super agree. We're super on it.
Does my Sona's wing have finger pads? Yes, it does. Next question. I've seen more alt-right posts on the website recently, and that worries me, as such communities are a threat to the security and well-being of our most marginalized members, and as our world is so socio-politically strained, I believe Fur Affinity needs to take a firmer stance in favor of progressive politics as a deterrent against those who want to use stay political as an excuse to antagonize anything challenging social norms. How far do you want Fur Affinity to respond to our socio-political tensions? We already have policies in place against hate speech, hate groups, things like that. We really don't tolerate accounts that are being hateful to community members, especially, LGBT. So if you see something like that, please don't take it as us endorsing it, because it's not. It's we are unaware of it. And if you find something that violates the policy, please report it so that we can see it and we can handle it. Yeah, exactly. See something, say something. Are there moderators on FA from Asia or Europe who can monitor the site when it's nighttime in the US and most of the trolling and scamming activity takes place? I want to actually start that by saying that our team has been busting their butts working on all of the scamming and spam that's been happening. There was a dedicated night team for a while on that, and it has improved. And I'm really proud of our tech team and our moderators for putting in the time to tackle that. Of course, it still needs some work, but it has gotten better. We do have some non-American volunteers that moderate, as well as our nocturnal mods in the US. We definitely encourage and could use more volunteers that are either night owls or live in overseas time zones. And we're also looking for people who speak various language fluently, just to help improve the moderating system overall. That we have some silly ones kind of for the end here before we take other people's questions, but someone sent in a question that said, what are Fender and Reneff's favorite genres of music? And Fender's is classic rock and Redneff is ska or pop. And a very controversial one that came in was, does FA staff like pineapple on pizza? I would say, let's see, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, yes. That's
Yes.
That's what staff said.
Everyone in the community is like, oh, we like Yuki. Yuki's great. I say I like pineapple on pizza. Yuki's bad.
It's
burn
pretty
Yuki.
split right now, I think.
I'm just saying, like, this was a very controversial answer. It's like, you're not gonna. It's
I am going to tackle the controversial questions.
This is a very
Hey
controversial
guys,
question
my
that
YouTuber
the FA
apology
community
video.
needs to hear.
Gross. Gross.
I gotta
Banned
say,
for 1,000
unfortunately,
years.
I made an opinion that pineapple on pizza was good, and I had to apologize.
You know what? I like. I like other. I'm gonna put other sweet stuff. I'm gonna put candy on my pizza.
Ugh.
Some pop rocks.
Pop rocks. All right. Well, my personal opinion is give me all of your pineapple pizza. I'll eat it.
I mean, I don't think pineapple pizza in itself is bad. I just think it's just stuff like I'm more of a savory kind of guy. I like my deluxe pizzas.
Oh, peas on pizza. Ugh. Oh no.
Pea on pizza?
No.
No.
Or sardines on pizza.
Oh.
Sardines are like my father. Okay, a small, quick story time. My father ordered sardine pizza. Stepfather did not eat like more than a slice, and then put it in the fridge, open box.
Oh.
So when you opened the fridge, it was like a tomb. It was like the scene from Cowboy Bebop when he opened up the fridge full of like disgusting lobster.
Skiggles likes pineapple pizza in color blue. FA's destroyed.
It's true. Tostito.
Someone
Tostito,
said, what's going to happen to the money spent on your personal stream during this? And can we all see the actual spending papers for the website so we know the costs are real?
It's complicated.
I have no problem any of the funds that came in today going straight back into FA. That's what we did with the memorial. All that stuff went into memorial. As far as showing you all of our bills, I'm fine giving generalized, this is what we spend on contractors, this is what we spend on lawyers, this is what we spend on hosting. I am not comfortable with showing you my bank statements, especially when we are still in the middle of transitioning things. But we do have that link there that they had posted up, saying where to put your questions. So I am going to see if I can. Oh, there are some.
It's already coming in. Quick, guys, Slido into this chat.
I'm not going to answer all of these, but I will find some that we
What's
can
the
answer.
gold ones mean? Oh, is that just new?
There's gold ones? Oh, yeah.
Oh, it starts it. Oh, because it starts at the top. I'm so used to things being
Black. Someone
fresher.
time out Black Dragon.
Yeah, time them out. Remove them.
Hey Black, how's it
Get
going?
this guy out of here.
Get him out of here.
Get this besmirch mark off our community.
Anonymous
Black
asked.
is-
Yeah, we know Black, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not just a random guy. Black helped us out a lot. He
No, but
helped
still
us out a
ban
lot
him.
already. Yeah,
Time him out.
yeah, definitely time him out. No, it's time him out.
It was so close. I mean, it'd be even funnier if you did, but
I like this question.
someone posted PM system in its current form is quite outdated and badly needs refactoring. Will we ever see it as a chat with the ability to attach short-lived files? I
This is a
don't want to have to moderate a chat system on Fur Affinity.
no. We already it's already kind of a black box.
I do agree that it needs an update. It absolutely needs an update. But I don't think chat system is the way we want to go with that.
Yeah. I don't want this to turn into, what is it? I think FLIS has that issue where they have like open chat rooms, but there's it's just way too much work and overhead.
Someone asked FA is going to continue to stay open. That is my goal. So long as we can keep the bills paid, which currently we are in a good standing to do, FA is going to stay open. I know that a few times people have brought up Marketplace. That is not on our roadmap for this year, but it is something that Dragoneer was already working on before he passed, and something that we are going to continue down the line. There's just a lot to go into that, so we can't put any kind of ETA, but it is something that we would like very much to do. A lot of my friends who are ABDL and Baby Fur got banned last year. Are they not welcome on FA? Well, we did have everything that happened with 2.7 and was mentioned earlier. If they feel like they were wrongfully banned previously, we have been encouraging anybody to contact the appeals email, which they can see on their ban message, to have it reevaluated.
Also, just a little bit of behind the curtain stuff. Sorry if I'm overstepping, but we do have a new appeals team, so there are new folks looking at appeals.
Yes, so if people are worried that their appeals are going to sit or be ignored, we did have a huge change in staff, and we have a dedicated team to that who are all new people. Please put your questions in the pinned app there so that I can keep up with them, if you guys don't mind. Some sweet bean asked how we are. How are you guys?
I'm hungry.
I'm in a van in Indiana.
Down by the river.
I mean, I have a hamburger I've been staring at for the last 2 hours. Did we answer the question about the CSS thing? I didn't know if I heard that or not.
I don't think.
What CSS question?
Someone said, "Are there plans to add custom CSS support for user profiles?" I think that kind of was covered when we talked about widgets.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah, it effectively it's
on the
a thing that we are looking at.
Not something we're not super looking at at the moment, but it is it's part of some research.
Yeah, it's part of our scoping process.
I've got this question a lot at Furthermore, actually, but Anonymous asked, would you like to revive FAU someday? I personally am overwhelmed way too much to consider putting on a convention. I was chairwoman for FAU for I think it was 4 years, and it is a lot of work. However, big however, I'm very interested in doing not FA United, because I feel like that was very special at the time, and it was, it did end for a reason. But I would like to do some kind of Fur Affinity, Fur Meet, Furbacue in the future. 100%. I think that would be really fun. and a lot easier to put together than a whole ass convention. At least for the time being, I'm not looking to start another convention. we can go into FA Unleashed. You are free
Oh,
to
yeah,
queue.
you want to just call it FA Unleashed instead of FA United?
Yeah, why not?
It's screw it, yeah.
All of us rabid
It's Unleashed.
gremlins.
We took the leash off.
I'm off the leash.
Off the chain. Is there a location on the FA website to see a list of current website staff? No. In the before time, we did have that. That is not something that we are going to bring back, and for a good reason. I know many people are curious and want to know who staff. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that want to know who is FA staff.
Sorry, child came in.
And like seeing the list, but
we had way too many personal attacks on staff. We had people who doxed staff. We had people who went and harassed staffers' families, their
Going
parents.
through their socials. Yeah.
And if individual staff members want to tell other people who they are, I'm okay with that, but I'm not going to be putting up a public staff list for every member. I feel like their privacy and their safety is much more important. So
it creates a very centralized hit list if you have a vendetta against FA.
Yeah, so we did used to have one. I'm sorry we can't have another one, but I'm not gonna budge on that. Pikra, can you mute?
Oh, is it hearing everything? Jeez. It sounds so quiet.
Can a regular furry like me help Fur Affinity in any way? Using Fur Affinity without ad blockers or supporting it with FA Plus is one of the best things that you can do. That's how we keep funding going. If you mean staff-wise or volunteer-wise, right now we are still working through the 500 applications that came in. We've already brought on a good chunk of people, so we're not looking to add to staff right now until we see where we are. But yeah, encouraging people to either take out ad space, FA Plus, buy from the merch shop, turn off ad blockers on FA, that kind of stuff will really help us. Hold on a second, there's chaos.
I'll be right back.
Let me see if I can answer a question or two. I know tag blocking was released, but that just blurs rather than block. Are there any plans to release tag blocking where it removes it from the current view/results? Yes, so we're calling that phase 2 of tag blocking. The way that we have it implemented right now is considered like a stopgap, so that we have something to release and something that does work. The phase 2 of tag blocking, we're still trying to work on getting that worked out, but right now it is it's a very resource intensive operation to do that in the database and in the search engine that we have on FA. So we're trying to figure out the best way to do that. So the answer is yes, it'll be coming. We're just trying to get it sorted out properly. Let's see. I don't know how to mark these as done, so hopefully someone will keep that.
Somebody asked about improving ads. Like, are we going to have more types of ads? So I have some ideas to pitch to Skiggles. The thing is that working on the ad system is kind of on the back burner right now while more important things are done. But yes, I would like some updates to the ad system. I do have ideas.
Got it. Are all staff applications already processed? There weren't many details. If yes, does that mean that all who hear back are rejected? No, not all staff applications are currently processed. We're still working on them. We got, like Skill said, we got 500 of them, and we're trying to individually give them the attention that they deserve. So, appreciate your patience with this, especially with everything else that's been going on. But we are running through it, and we're doing our best. I'm going to scroll to the bottom. What type of framework does FA use?
Oh dear. I'll let you answer that one. I'm gonna run from
Um,
that.
So, we do not use a framework at FA. For those who are not technically inclined, a framework is essentially a or it's a programming scaffold that allows you to sort of offload some of the really big, the really big complex operations like authentication to model view control, those kinds of things. We do implement a sort of MVC model view control system, but it's not exactly MVC. It's more like MC and then V, without really a M to speak of. So right now, we're looking into potentially integrating a framework, but that's all in the dev improvement update, and beyond that as well. So the answer right now is no, which is why FA is so hard to work with. Like I said, it's 20 years. Back 20 years ago, frameworks were proto things. They weren't necessarily things that were actively used in public development. Let's see. Just how big is the FA code database? What's the line count, Picra? What do you think?
Still gone.
Oh, he's still gone. Right, he went away. The line count is massive. It is well over probably 1.5 million lines of code. And our database storage, database is somewhere in the hundreds of gigabytes, I believe. And FA storage is in the tens of terabytes, I believe. Would you like to finish the construction that was planned with moving YCH reminders on a separate tab? Very interested in this one. I don't actually know if that's in our roadmap, but I'm going to add it now, because that sounds like a really good idea. We do have some profile updates that we want to make, like, oh, actually, no, those are things that we're still researching for a year from now. So, for now, let me put that on. I'm just gonna write that on. Good idea. Is there a location to apply for a volunteer on the website to offer assistance with modding, etc.? Right now, no. We open up moderation applications in batches. So you're going to see a journal from Fender posted calling for moderation and calling for tech. You'll just fill out the form that's on there, and we'll process those applications when we get them. Over 10 megabyte uploads, please, even if it's just FA Plus for now. I believe FA Plus has an upload limit of larger than that. Oh no, they have higher upload resolution for pictures and things like that. That's something that we have to discuss with the infrastructure team because, like I said, storing all of this content is really big. So we are trying to figure out essentially the issues with that, which is, storing that kind of storing all that data in a way that isn't going to bankrupt us. Let's see.
With the intention for a calendar conventions, could an artist make a connection on their profile if they are dealing it? That seems like a cool idea, and I'm gonna mark it down.
Yeah, mark that down. We can see if that's doable. Thank you, team, for all you do. Is there a way to update and bring Fur Affinity into a more user-friendly and updated system? Yeah, we're actively working on UX. When we go call out for developers, we're gonna try and bring on some UX folks, so that when we go and develop new features, we're developing things that are simple, easy to use, which would be great. Is there any way to have a mobile versus?
Sorry, go ahead, Yuki.
All right. Is there any way to have a mobile versus desktop distinction over than just the mobile UI on desktop to see full, on mobile to see thumbnails? Right now, there's no plan to make like a mobile specific version of FA, simply because the frameworks that allow for mobile UI or just general CSS rules makes makes things very easy to just make a mobile UI for. So we don't want to we already have the issue with doubling our work with classic and modern. We don't want to have to make a third UI system to maintain like that. It would kind of just essentially make this bigger.
I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome back. There are a few 2.7 questions on here, and one of them we can answer pretty easily. Is Eevee still banned? No. No.
Eevee is not still banned.
There are no
Eevee
blanket
wasn't
white species
originally banned to begin with, but it was handled not great. So, yeah. If you read through 2.7, there is no species bans. It's all going to be contextual.
Yeah, we're really hoping 2.7 doesn't happen the way it did again. I do want to just I just want to say that the mods and the staff at the time did their best, but we do recognize that we messed up there and that we had some work to do and still have work to do with that.
EVs weren't banned. That's what we just said.
Yep.
Where do you see FA being in 5, 10, and 20 years? I'd like to see it. I don't know where it'll be, but I'm hoping it's still here. I hope it's still going. Do you guys have any ideas for what you'd like to see?
I want flying cars.
FA in space.
Yeah. No,
to the moon.
This isn't something that we've really discussed because we're kind of in like break fix mode right now, just trying to get a handle on FA as it is. But as someone that's in charge of tech, what I really want to see, I want to see more open access to developers, so that they can write third-party applications that interface with FA in a better way. Developers are very what's the word I'm looking for here? They're very meticulous. They like playing around with things. There's a lot of different websites that have API interfaces. And I want to make us one of those. And moving forward, I want FA to be a center for everyone, not just, those who upload, but also those who program, those who make music, those who write. There already are things for that, but I want to make it better for everybody.
Can we get the retro emoticons back in the commenting system? I feel like we should have some kind of emotes. I don't know if I want to go back to what we had before, but I'd love to bring better emotes into commenting again. Most of my commenting, most of my chat between people is emojis and Telegram stickers. So I think more people commented when they could put a little heart on things, So I would definitely like to see those come back.
Someone said, yeah, at the moment, the embed generator services that build on FA are just loading and parsing the site HTML. Exactly. It's very inefficient. We want to make things easier for everybody. and I want to make it so we essentially have that ability for folks, and also rate limited, so that the people who are accessing are not like AI or whatever, anything like that. It's something that we need to have a big discussion about and make sure that we implement it correctly.
I see one that says, does FA have a blue sky? It sure does, and I think it's linked on Enders. We definitely should have a contact page that has all of our various socials added onto it. I will directly link for those who want to follow on Blue Sky.
Are there any plans to deal with folks who constantly post reminders, YCH, or adopt? That is already against the rules. So, free to look over the rules, and if they post a reminder more than every 24 hours, go ahead and click it.
Yeah, a lot of the things that I think people have been saying in regards to reminders and things of that nature when it comes to sales and spamming and stuff, that is already very against the rules. We just can't be everywhere at once, so a lot of times we do rely on users to help report that kind of stuff. You should have a hub in Blue Sky and make that your main hub. I'm not sure what that means.
Y'all, I'm all about making hubs.
Is FA still in debt? If so, how much? Yes and no. That is a complicated question because Dragoneer had a lot of the finances intertwined with his personal finances. And if you guys looked at the GoFundMe that we had going, there was quite a lot of debt. And that's not going to be completely resolved until probate's done. And those of you that have dealt or know about probate know that it can be a very long and drawn out process. Currently, we have the money to handle it. We're just not in that section of probate to close it. So, I can say that taxes are handled. And right now, in the process of probate, we are handling the medical. And as I'm sure many of you are aware, that was a very complicated situation that we are... I don't know how to word this. More or less, we're seeking justice for things that Nier went through, and that might be a bit of a process. But the way probate goes is taxes first, medical next, debts after. So we'll get through the medical part, however long that takes, and then it'll be settling the debts, and then it'll be done. But as short as that sounds on paper, probate can unfortunately take a very long time. So we're just gonna keep doing our best. FA is not in danger at this current time. You know, we are on good standing. No one should worry about anything like that. Are those debts still incurring interest? The ones that are not aware that he has passed away, I suppose, which is something that we would also work through and be contacting them and let them know, like, this is what happened, it happened on this day, all of that stuff should be removed from what's owed. Would you all be willing to consider adding character profiles? Yes. That is not on roadmap for this year, but it is something that we're very interested in having, similar to like the, our commission tab, similar to that, but character pages.
Oh boy, the concepts for that are very exciting. You're gonna be,
item.
you guys are gonna be blown away. It's gonna be cool.
Staff is eager to talk about it, but we are working on it.
Everybody who knows me knows that I love to buy. So yes, I want to showcase my beans.
I just want to say I absolutely love the username, the Himbalorian. Absolutely amazing. But thank you. I appreciate that. It's just going to be it's a long journey. It's a long and difficult journey, but yeah, we're okay. Is it still possible to buy the I paid $8 for this paw badge? You guys want to be furified? That's something that that's something we've been talking about. When we released the furified badges and what is it called? What are we calling it? Flare. It was definitely to poke fun at Elon Musk. It was a big old joke, and it was a limited time deal where people could buy it for a month, 3 months, or buy it for a lifetime. So the people who you see it on their pages currently are the people who did lifetime or were part of staff or it was gifted to them for services. And we were thinking about, since we have display names and renames in the work, having some kind of furified system back in place. We're not in a position that we're ready to do something like that. I know people want it, but it would be different than how it currently looks. We want to keep the one that's currently there as something that was fun and special and you had to be there to get. But there'll be a new thing if we do one. Give me the badge. Can we continue poking fun? By all means. Physical versions of these badges, I agree. That's something that I talked to Nier about before, is the ones... The majority of the badges currently are badges that you had to get by attending FAU. And part of the community calendar stuff and working with conventions would be being able to get badges for attending those conventions. And we wanted to make like buttons of the FA badges that you could buy off of the FA shop. I think that would be neat. Specifically for Furified, we did enamel pins for those, and they're glittery. I actually really like them. I am looking through. How are ages going to be verified since ages are no longer seen on profiles? Just because you can't see the ages doesn't mean that we can't see the ages. Of course, if people want their ages listed, they'll put them there. And minors are locked out of mature adult content by default. And they can't turn it on until their account reaches that age. Yeah. Would a like system for comments be possible? I know that I definitely think it would be cool to have an upvote system, but Yuki, what are your thoughts?
So I'd have to get with the rest of Code Team to kind of think about that. It's something that we've seen other sites use to a good way. But my initial off-the-cuff thought is the potential of abuse for that and harassment. So we want to, if we're going to implement something like that, we want to make sure that we do it the right way. So it's a good idea. I'll take it to the rest of the folks. We'll see if it's something that we can implement.
Can we submit feature requests in the ticket system? Please do. There are feature suggestions as subjects you can put in tickets for. Wanted to ask if we could have a way to get alerts for commissions on posts or notes on our user page, like something as simple as a small dot with a number. Do you mean? Because we do have a notification system. So I think I'm confused with what you're asking.
I think they want alert for comments on the posts themselves, like in the top right of the art itself, with a little red dot with a number in it. I think that's probably what they're going for. So, like, individually, you see new comments for each of the individual submissions.
Oh, I thought they meant like push notifications on desktop or something.
Push notifications, I think, would be cool. Also getting, signing up for email things, but that I know is something, like a reason we haven't done that has been financial based. The cost of sending out emails to people, I'm not entirely sure, but I do think it would be neat to select what kind of emails you get for, oh, you've got this many notifications.
We can definitely explore it. I hate to kind of like default to the we'll explore it.
No,
thing,
it's
but
okay. I mean, there's a lot to. There's
I
a
don't
lot.
I don't want to give any pretense of like, oh yeah, well, unless it is super easy, but like things that might be a little complicated. I want to make sure that we give you guys the right, more researched answer without just saying off the cuff, yeah, we could do that, no problem.
No, it's better to reply that way anyway. We don't want to give false hope on things that we just don't know the scope of yet. Someone asked, are the near memorial items temporary on the shop, or will they always be there? I'm very torn on that. I have gotten people who really want memorial items, but I've also gotten a lot of people who are making claims that I'm trying to profit off of somebody's death, and I don't necessarily like that, because it's not the case. So I don't know. We'll just see, I guess, what the... I don't know. Difficult question. Someone asked about the financials of the site and where they are. We mentioned earlier that we break even pretty much every month. Which person in this group is trans? I mean, if you don't know, then I say we're doing it correct.
If you don't know, then we've succeeded.
That's right.
Hell yeah. Is there any of the other comments that are sticking out to you guys right now? 1, 2, 3, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Chocolate chip cookie dough.
I can't say mine because it will literally dox where I live,
Oh.
but there is an ice cream flavor that is named after my hometown. And it's delicious.
Oh, now I know which one it is.
Give me that
I knew
Americone
it.
dream.
It's Rocky Road. Oh, yeah, they said Rocky Road. They know what I'm up for.
What games have we been playing lately? Well...
Can't say yours because it's TOS? What the hell kind of ice cream are you eating?
What?
Sorry.
Aiden, what are you eating?
I got super sucked into Balatro. I used to play a lot of Super Mario 64 DS as a kid, and it has like the Luigi like poker game, and I played that too much as a kid, so I should have known that Balatro would suck me in, but it's been Balatro.
I've been really loving Repo. I've been having so much fun with Repo.
So I play My Time at Saturn. It's the game I beta tested for, and that's all I play because that's all I have time for.
I'll answer for Pikra. He plays Hello Kitty Island Adventure. With the intentions for a calendar, conventions, and events, could an artist mark a connection on their profile if they are dealing at the event and be listed? That's something that came up relatively recently. Obviously, if we opened that up to everyone, it would be flooded with many different artists on the site. We were considering the option of listing the if a convention works with us, partners with us to be on the calendar, when they release their dealers list, we can then connect that dealer's list onto the calendar. But if artists want to individually be put on the calendar for opening for commissions or anything like that, it would work similarly to advertising. That way it's not just being spammed full.
How do you balance your personal life and your work as FA staff? Yes, we do.
Oh
That's
my
the
god.
neat part. You don't.
I more or less, I mean, I still don't have, one, I didn't have a personal life really to begin with, but two, I super don't have one now. I only just recently started trying to stream again and work on art again, after it was like 6 months of nothing, and all I was doing was working with Afterlife Affairs and trying to get FA stable.
We have an ad going.
So, hey guys, my favorite Twizzler is the one that you can peel apart.
And then I inflated Aiden, making him big and round.
Wait, what?
That's what happened.
Anyway, welcome back.
So this was the secret to become a millionaire overnight. I hope everyone enjoyed my talk.
Yeah, and remember, don't share it.
Oh, okay, Aiden, I definitely should have said one of the other things instead to everybody. I don't know where the ad cut in and what you guys heard or not, but with FA being a lot of volunteer work, like even the staff that are contracted and paid, it is not remotely what they should be getting paid for doing this for any other company. A lot of it is a lot of volunteer work and a lot of sleepless nights. There's been I've had to take some forced downtime because my body was just basically giving out. I got really sick. I have glasses now. But I needed to stop being in panic mode every day, because it was not good for me. And I've got to remind other staffers also that it's okay. You know, FA will still be here. It's okay. You know, as much as users want immediate instant gratification when it comes to trouble tickets or issues, we also need to be taking care of ourselves. So are we doing that successfully? I don't know.
We're definitely still here.
If you email for an ad after 8 p.m. Central, I will not answer. I am...
What? You're not answering?
Yeah. No.
You can turn off your work phone?
You turn that off?
I learned how to sleep.
You can turn that off?
Yeah. You just turn it off. Nobody will stop you.
Giggles, I didn't know this. I'm gonna turn mine off.
No!
My boss calls and it's his problem. I don't answer after 8 o'clock.
Wow, I'm learning so many new things today.
Will my Sona have glasses too? I might make it an optional thing. But in regards to notifications, like Pikra's here actually visiting in person. He was at Furthermore with us for the memorial. So he's been here since then, and he was wondering, he's like, man, you never answer like any of your stuff, like why don't you turn your notifications on or whatever? And then I did, and like the phone sat there just going off and going off and going off and vibrating across the counter. And I was like, that's why. That's why.
Yeah, I'm the same exact way. So true.
Were there any other ones you guys wanted me, like, that looked like super important ones to get to?
While you were
saw-
out, I got a majority of the ones that I were interested in.
Okay.
Mhm. What is your favorite Pokemon and why? It's Emolga.
So,
Among Us?
yeah. Among Us?
Among Us?
My favorite Pokemon is Mightyena. If you find my gallery, there's a bunch of Mightyena. As for why, I don't have to give you the reason. Oh wait, I guess it was in the question. Mightyena is an underserved Pokemon in the fandom, and I think Mightyena deserves better.
Lutro, thank you. A lot of the people in that Discord chat were very kind to encourage that I take a break. I was running myself really ragged, so you guys looking out for my well-being meant a lot to me too. I had highlighted one, but the new ones came in and it got moved.
Somebody asked about adding a report button to the submission.
Yes.
That is a good
I don't
idea.
I don't know how long that's going to take, but that has been very high on needing to get done for a long time. I know
So-
oh, there he is.
Yeah. So the report button stuff. So there's a feedback update for like tag and blocking, post tag and blocking stuff that is supposed to add report tag button because that's manageable. For reporting submission details, I think we've opted to hold on until we revamp the ticket system, because the issue right now is like the more accessible the report system is, the more likely it'll get abused. So we have to find a way to mitigate that. Eat your crap.
Yeah, definitely.
But ultimately, we will have more report features and routes to get more content, the bad content out and the good content to the surface.
Can we have an AI report button? Yes, you can support. You can do that right now using the ticket submission or trouble ticket
that's
system.
one of the categories for our ticket system already.
Yeah, just know what just make sure you put in the ticket and the person too, because I know that some people have that issue where they'll delete the submission and then we'll lose that information.
Are you an LLC? Yes, we are.
Yeah, baby. Limited liability.
Large.
I don't like where this is going. I don't like where this is going.
Fikra wasn't ready to finish that.
Large, lucid, and cute.
I
don't know.
Lucid is a
Large?
way to describe me right now.
Large, ludicrous cats.
Ludicrous. Ooh, ludicrous is good. I was trying to get to that, but I was just like, what would be a good L?
How did you all join the furry community? Well, I remember I was on DeviantArt, and someone was complaining about Fur Affinity that I followed, and I was like, huh, what's this?
And
I went over there and I was like, oh, this is my home now.
Yeah, the way I approached it was, I remember when I was still in high school at the time. I was, I think, 18 at the time, and I was looking through, those like huge like top 100 free games to play kind of thing, and RuneScape and Furcadia came up. So I tried RuneScape and Furcadia. Furcadia is obviously just an art, like a role playing thing, but there were people who would put the Fur Affinity link in, like to their profiles, and that's how I found out about Fur Affinity. Like the first year, I think it was within the first year it came out. Just because people were using that over like DeviantArt or VLC or VCL. There we go, VCL.
I kept trying to post not lions to the Lion King fan art archive.
Oh, way to go.
Yeah, so they were like,
First mistake.
just use Fur Affinity and stop bringing your not lions to our website.
Oh
So
my god.
I'm so sorry, Brian. Young me kept trying to upload not lions to TLKFAA, but then I got my Fur Affinity account.
Fine,
I
I'll
remember
go.
that. Fine, I'll be
Take
ostracized
my
to the
thing
furry
and go.
mind.
And then I
I,
uploaded my lions on Fur Affinity.
And then this happened. Anyway, I can't remember how I became a furry. It kind of just I can't. I don't want to say it. It happened one day. I woke up and I'm a furry now.
Woke up,
It just
I'm a furry.
I just gradually, I guess, got more interested in the art and then joined and then got a Sona, which is kind of gradual.
Like going through puberty.
It really was.
Yeah.
It's just a phase, Mom.
It isn't. It's not. I was about to say that. It's not a phase, Mom.
Why too? I wouldn't doubt that.
Oh my god, cheesy. So that's the thing too. There were so many places people were putting their, or they're using other characters' art as their like, this is what I look like kind of thing on Furcadia, and that's where again, like I think Fur Affinity came up because at the time it was still like its feature parity was closer to like other art sites and it was, you know, you could just log in, it's free, you can upload, and it was so nice.
Considering merch stuff, would there be collaborations with prominent furry brands that are already around, like Nomad, Complex, Hyena Agenda, etc.? If they would like to collaborate with us, I'm more than happy to hear from them. If they want to contact us.
They have to send it by
Carrier
what is
pigeon.
it, by bird? Yeah, carrier pigeon. Either by carrier pigeon or actual snail mail, like literal a snail with a note on it.
Or, you know, failing either of those, you can email us.
I guess.
I guess.
I just really want a bird.
Like, if you really want to, yeah.
Skiggles really just wants to take the note, look at it, and eat the bird with the other hand. Just chomp it.
Humph.
Oh no.
Someone
Free bird.
said, have you considered having a Patreon? Make it easier to donate without donators having to expose their financial info to another system. While we don't have a Patreon, we do have a coffee, and you can also donate to FA through FA's own Shiny system, which you can find the people who have Shinies enabled. It's right on their profile page. If you are specifically looking for affinities. Oh, hold on, baby.
Kiddo.
Yeah, you can use the Shiny system to donate to FA directly. I believe Fender has Shinies enabled, so you can go to
Fender is technically the current route. If there's, I think we did have a concept of a plan to implement something maybe through the shop, but we still have to look at that because it might be easier for people because more payment options in PayPal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
FA does have a
for
coffee.
now-
Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, does it?
coffee-
Okay.
Sorry, I
How
had to
does
mute
that-
out.
Yeah.
What do you mean? how-
Okay, that makes more sense. But does it work? If we turn the lights on and off, does it still work?
We received 4 coffees.
Oh shoot! Well, there you go. It works.
Only 4, but we do have a coffee.
Oh yeah. Do we have the thing that makes it you can set the amount?
The default is 5, I think.
That's what I was wondering. Oh, that's what I was wondering how you got 4.
Oh,
Oh, 4 coffees received, not
yes.
Sorry.
Oh.
I was like $4. Like who's saying this? $4.
$4.
I mean, I'll take it, but it seems like an odd number. There's probably a 20
I-
attached to that, but it got
especially 'cause
taken in
it's even.
fees.
I think we're gonna wrap this up now because we're getting close to 3 hours. Is there anything else that you guys want to add?
I am super excited to work on Fur Affinity, not just with the people in the code team and in the rest of staff, but I'm also really excited to work with the community and see what you guys want and what you guys are interested in. I want to bring FA kicking and screaming into the 21st century, and I'm looking forward to working with everyone.
Yeah, I'm in the same kind of demeanor. I want to communicate with people more, or at least get feedback on things in a constructive manner, so we can find gaps and stuff, and we'll do that whole process. But so now we roll 10 minutes of music credits, and that way we get the 3 hours, right?
No.
You get the feature length.
We just all breathe at you. Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
There was a question if these town halls will continue in the future, if this is just a one-time thing.
I mean, this is just me, and I'll have to talk to all the rest of staff too. I really like all of the communication that we've been having, and I mentioned it before that previously communication was really cut off. We couldn't talk with users. We were told not to do that, and having it open like this, I've been loving having the journal comments on. It was something I was terrified to do, but for the most part, people have been really great, and I hope that that's the kind of energy we can keep up, and being supportive and accepting faults, moving towards betters, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to do like a quarterly town hall, I think, I don't know if that would be too much, but I think that would be nice.
I think the other thing nice too is the because we open up communications on journals. I did notice that it's a bit of a breath of fresh air to have the community show support by answering questions of people, and also making sure that misinformation doesn't not misinformation, but like the rolling snowball of just anger get quenched by other people than the staff. And I think that helps a lot with our optimistic outlook in terms of just knowing the community is behind us, and we're ready to take on any kind of hurdle that is thrown at us.
Yeah. To answer the question someone asked, what language is FA written in? It is PHP, yes. But we're not using Apache CGI.
I thought our language was Aztec.
Oh, no. It's Fortran.
Fortran. That's why everybody's date's 150 years old right now, right?
Yeah. We should definitely talk more about doing stuff like this. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think this went really well,
a little bit.
And
sorry.
I'm glad that we had the turnout we did. It was, in my opinion, very chill. Very, very chill. And I welcome the open communication. I think it's really good for all of us, and showing you guys a bit behind the curtain, answering questions. I know it is impossible to answer every question, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming out.
Thank you guys so much.
Buy ad space.
Support Fur Affinity. FA Plus.
How much money do we make from the ads here?
FA merch shop.
Don't use bots, kids.
No AI.
Don't use those AIs. If I see you using them AIs, I will take.
No.
I will say paradoxes every day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.